So can an atheist really accept atheism, or it's just something that just happens by default? So someone must have misheard me on my opening Steelman for this question to come up. And now I'm going to try to address point one from his multiple points, along with some others. Who made rebuttals to my video, the Steelman on atheism? Let's see where this confusion may come from. So in my original video, I made this point. For the atheist, is this an accurate Steelman? An atheist cannot have faith in atheism. One cannot accept atheism like a man accepts an apple or a jacket. It just is. Atheists can accept the idea of deities, but an atheist cannot accept it, as atheism is just a lack of belief in deities. So what I was trying to get at was that atheism, as is often defined by some individuals who label themselves as atheists, especially in the comment section themselves, it isn't something that you will actively accept like a belief. Instead, it will be seen as a default position or a lack of belief rather than a conscious choice to believe. Now again, according to those who label themselves as atheists who lack the belief, in contrast, theism would involve an active decision to believe in a deity. So now, John Joe has some thoughts on this, and to be honest, I'm going to address one point at a time on this. Granted, this is a long rebuttal to one point, but I'll put a timer somewhere here, maybe there, I have no idea of that. And I like to address one point at a time, so yeah, he stated.
Okay, so I accept that I'm being very picky here, but an atheist...
This one. 1, 2, 3, yeah.
Okay, so I accept that I'm being very picky here, but an atheist could accept a deity. It's just they haven't really been convinced right now. Someone who is currently an atheist hasn't been convinced. It's not that they cannot accept it, but atheists have become theists, and at that point they're not atheists anymore, but saying cannot kind of implies never will. Like forcefully never will. And that's not quite right, but he is trying to set up a Steelman here, and I think he's doing good so far. I just wanted to point that one out, just to be completely honest. I'm basically saying it sounds like he thinks the minds can't be changed, but people's minds do change. On the other hand, I'm saying that for atheists in general. For me, I'd say I'll never become a theist, because I don't think proof will ever be met for a god, and not one worthy of worship either. So he's correct with me, definitely.
So I do see where he's coming from, and it is a fair point because I understand how my wording might have made it sound like I was saying that atheists cannot never just change their beliefs.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Or ever just change their beliefs. But yeah, but that wasn't my intent. What I was trying to emphasize is that atheism, as it's defined in the Steelman, starts from a place of not having a belief in deities. It's more of a default position rather than something that is actively chosen like theism is, which is why I explained this part right afterwards. Atheism is the default position. So when I stated, one cannot accept atheism like a man accepts an apple or a jacket, what I was trying to convey was that atheism in this context isn't about an active acceptance. It's simply just a lack of belief. Whereas someone who becomes a theist, they made an active choice to believe in a deity. Now, John pointed out that people's minds can change, and obviously, of course they can, that's true. I wasn't trying to suggest that atheists are just locked in their position forever. The point was that atheism, as it's understood in the Steelman, isn't something that is actively chosen the same way theism is. It's just that someone is unconvinced to otherwise in a sense. So again, this is the part of Steelman where I'm presenting the strongest possible version of the atheist, or the lack theist, who especially I spoke to, position. Not necessarily my own personal view, but the one that some people will say this is the correct view in a sense. And I do mention the reasons later in the video why I say one chooses to claim they lack the belief in a God. And I'll explain that later on in a sense. Oh yeah, so that's my take on John's critique, which is, I ain't gonna lie, it's weird saying his name. So honestly, did I make a point clear, or did I miss something for this specific point one? So let me know in the comment section below, and I'm honestly open to hear thoughts. Unless you're ad hominy or strawman me, or just say some random thoughts, honestly, that has nothing to do with the video. And if you're actually curious of when this argument is going to happen next, I'd like to address one point at a time. Hit the subscribe button so you can see, because like in the next video, I kind of plan on dealing with a huge misconception that people think I'm doing, and what he thinks I'm doing. So yeah, if you're watching this right now after it's uploaded, there may be a video right here somewhere. I have no idea. Maybe a couple days, a week. Well, I have no idea. It might be coming soon. I have no idea. So in the meantime, you can hit that little like or dislike, because a lot of people dislike button. So I got